welcome to another InventRight TV show. We have our resident expert, LinkedIn for licensing expert, Benjamin Harrison. We also have InventRight co-founder Stephen Key on the line here. We're going to be giving you guys more tips on LinkedIn, licensing on LinkedIn, LinkedIn for licensing, whatever the heck you want to call it.
It looks like we're wearing the same exact clothes that we did on the other one.
Well, yeah, we figured we wanted to be, continuity, Stephen. That's how they do it in the movies. You can't have a continuity error, You gotta...
or maybe we did these all in a row, maybe?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Too busy serving the community to change clothes. That's what it is. We're just too busy helping.
You guys should be happy you're out there in YouTube land and not smelling us right now. So
there you go. I want to, Benjamin, I want to talk about the messaging of how to reach out. And I know we'll probably do this in two parts because this could get a little long, but let's do the first one. And Andrew, make sure we get 10 minutes. And when we get even close to it, go like this. Tell us when. Ben, I want to know that because a lot of people reach out to me and sometimes I respond and sometimes I don't. And when someone writes me a book, maybe not even a book, maybe that's going too far. Maybe when someone writes me a page, I don't read it because I don't even know who that person is. And they're kind of stealing my time. I mean, it's funny. It's like, I don't know who you are, and now you're asking so much from me. Is that a rude thing? But I don't respond. What's your take on that?
My take on that is that they're being just obscenely unrealistic, expecting anyone to take that amount of time to read something from a stranger. I think it's just a really unrealistic ask. And it can get even worse than that, Stephen. It's not even just the page. It's the links within the page asking you to go watch a 15-minute video. Here's the password to get in. Write me a summary of what it is that you think and send it back to me. People just create way too much friction and then, from the get-go.
Benjamin, then you got the page, and then they don't write well. And it's confusing as hell. And like, well, I could read through this page, but it's so confusing. I'm going to need to read your page 3 frickin' times. Gee, thanks for wasting my time.
I will never click on anything if I don't know anybody. That's a given. And if it's a given for me, I'm sure every company out there you're reaching out to, they've been told, right? Because of maybe a virus or who knows whatever. You just don't do that. So what is the correct procedure when you're reaching out to someone? You're an inventor, you got a great idea, you think they're a good fit. First of all, who do I reach out to? Let's talk about that first, because I can look at any companies out there. I can look at it. I can find employees. Who am I looking for to pitch my idea to? Let's start there.
Okay. I love marketing managers, sales managers, people that are on the platform often. They're used to answering questions. They are a executive level enough in the company where they're going to know what to do with you, who to send you to. But whenever you first start reaching out, it's great to just connect with anybody within the company, because then that opens up the rest of the company for you to be able to reach out to for connection requests. But if I have my druthers, as we say here in the South, I prefer marketing managers are my favorite people to reach out to. If they're not available, if they don't respond, then someone in marketing, someone in sales. It doesn't necessarily have to be a manager, but that's my pick of the litter.
Now, what if I find that person and they don't even have a profile picture? Is that a red flag for me?
Absolutely, because they're not going to respond. They're not active on the platform, so it's just going to be wasted time. Maybe every now and then you have someone that does, but if you're playing a numbers game, it's going to be a losing one if you're going after people that don't appear to be active on the platform.
Yeah, not only the picture, I can look at their activity too. And we'll talk about how you should handle that as well later. But I can look at them before I'm going to reach out. And what I do, if there's no picture and there's no activity, you're right. They're not even on LinkedIn. And maybe sometimes they haven't even updated their LinkedIn profile. Sometimes it looks like the dates are wrong. It's old. So is that another telltale sign just to find the next person?
I think that that's an indicator they might just be on LinkedIn to look for jobs in between if things aren't up to date and they got a solid job, so they haven't had any reason to go back and update their profile. I don't know. What do you think, Benjamin?
Sure. Yeah, but I think that's part of what Stephen's saying too, is that they're not an active participant. So if they're not updating their LinkedIn, if they don't have activity on it, then you don't want to wait till next time that they're looking for a job for them to respond to you, right? And I also think it's important to remember, as you're going through and qualifying other people's profiles, and as you form an opinion about them as quickly as you do whenever you're looking at their profile, that's what everybody's doing to you too, right? It's that quick. The same metrics by which that you are judging someone else's profile, they're going to judge yours the same way. So I think you can learn a lot about how to kind of self-critique and look at things objectively and craft your own profile once you start getting used to the process of qualifying others.
You know what I've noticed too is that the higher I go up, if I'm looking at a president, vice president, they're not active at all. Okay, so because they don't have their picture up there, they don't want that contact. So that's another telltale sign. Maybe I've gone too high, so I drop it back down a little bit. So okay, what are we doing on time, Andrew? Because we haven't even basically scratched the surface.
We give one more tip about 1 minute, but we can cover stuff in other videos, so no worries.
Okay, let's do this. Let's wrap this up. I want to talk about the next one. We talk about going too long, doing the links. That's, all caps. I see that all the time too. I don't know why people.
Oh my
do
God,
all
you
caps.
see that all the time.
So you'll listen, Stephen. So you'll listen. If it's all caps, it's louder.
I don't like
right?
anybody yelling at me. I don't even know them. The other thing I think Andrew said too: spell check. Whatever you're going to write, spell check it. The minute I see these mistakes, it's another telltale sign, right? So you have to be really careful, not only with your profile, but how you present yourself when you're reaching out to that company.
Yeah.
All right, good.
All right, so we'll cover some more in our next series with Benjamin, our resident LinkedIn for licensing expert. That's a mouthful. Thank you, Benjamin. Thank you, Stephen. We'll catch up with you next time. Take care. Keep inventing. See ya.